Welcome back to the Shacknews booth at PAX East 2018. We have another guest from our buddies at Good Shepherd and Nyamakop.
You did it.
Ben, here to talk about his game, Semblance.
Yes.
And we have it here.
We did.
Right here. I'm going to play it.
We did. We imported it all the way from South Africa. It was a long trip.
How were customs?
Oh, rough. Yeah, they don't look kindly on platformers. If it was an RPG, it would have been a lot easier. But
see, by the way, I love side-scrolling platformers. The first thing that jumped out at me is this art style.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
This game's running on Unity, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Did you have to build some tools for it, or were you able to do all this in-house?
Yeah, no, we had a genius. The co-founder of the studio is a genius programmer. He really is a mastermind to make this tech work. Because the platforms and the character are all shaped and rendered in the engine. There's no sprites, nothing. It's all...
What's this guy?
These little, the moose or...
I see some eyes down there.
Yeah, so that's kind of part of the story. The whole idea of this game is the property of hardness doesn't exist at all.
If I jump in that, will it hurt me?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw it, I was like, I'm kind of interested.
Yeah, but we had to make a lot of tools. But we're lucky we had a genius programmer to do it, because otherwise it would have been much harder. It's the reason no one's really done this before. It's because it's quite hard. It's been quite tricky.
These environments are very interactive.
Yeah, so this is just a tutorial. Just wait a second. So you want to reset that with pressing the red button, the B. There you go.
Aha.
Aha. So yeah, we're calling this the first real platformer. And let me tell you why. Because every other game in the genre until now has been a lie, because they've just been running and jumping on platformers. But in this game, platforming is the verb. You're actually morphing, distorting, and shifting the platforms, right?
I see.
So platforming is actually the first time you can actually, use the platforms as a thing to morph and change. So here you can't reach this collectible. So in a world made of clay dough, I say clay dough because I don't want to get sued, but you know what I mean. In a world made of clay dough, what if you could raise platforms? Wouldn't that be useful?
It sure would.
Hypothetically, theoretically, congenitorily. That's not a word.
Aha!
So this is like the most basic example of how deforming platforms change the way you think about how platformers work, right?
That's right.
And here again, we're seeing more of it. It'll be really hard to get over that pit. So you just raise the platforms up a bit, and now you can
It's very intuitive.
Jump. Yeah. We kind of want players to learn by accident in a way, instead of having these really text-heavy tutorials. Because there's actually no text in the game at all, apart from the menu. It's the only place there's text.
Okay, so I have to go get that again, right?
Yeah.
Because I failed.
So you can also make it easier for yourself. There's a little bit of a platform dent there on the left, over here. So it's you're kind of collaborating with a designer to design how easy you want the solution of the puzzle to be. Mm-hmm. So you can make that platform wider and closer, so the jump's easier for you to get back.
Got it. I see.
We've already had some speedrunners play the game and just completely use tiny fractions of the platform to execute the solution.
Isn't it cool to see speedrunners look at your game and be like, I didn't know that was even possible.
It's amazing. We've had the speedrunner Flag, who has come by and played the game 5 times. And yesterday he literally sat on one of the stations for an hour, and I taught him all the debug buttons and the reset keys, and he was just sitting there breaking the game. And he would call me over and be like, hey, look at this bug. Look at the way I broke it. And it was usually when players break your game, it's awful. But when a speedrunner is doing it, there's something kind of positive about it. They're doing it for this really a specific productive thing. Yep. So it was amazing. It was so cool to get called over and say, oh, that's cool that you broke it that way.
And that's why so many game devs leave those kind of glitches in, because it makes it more appealing to the speedrunners.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's really cool. Well, hey there, what's going on there?
That's just a little portal to the next level.
I see. Cool.
Look at our cute little mooses. Little abstract
I love
mooses.
the use of foreground and background in the game.
Thank you. Yeah.
Definitely adds to the immersion. So, what platforms is this game coming out on? Sorry for the play on words there.
I know. I keep thinking about it. I need to come up with a joke when someone asks me that, because It's just right in front of me. It's just right in my face. I can't figure it out. So it's going to launch on Nintendo Switch.
Hallelujah.
Yes. This game is perfect for Switch. The crowds scream into the air.
Right?
For every game. But
No, but this one especially.
Yeah.
Sorry, this one especially. The art style fits Switch really well.
Yeah.
You know, Nintendo at its core, that's how they started, was
Yeah,
making platformers.
Exactly. And it's kid friendly as well. Like that's what's amazing. Because of you mentioned the intuitive design. Like we have like kids playing the game and they kind of can figure it out. And then we had some like maybe he was like 12 or something. He played the full demo and he was there with his grandmother. And then he tried to teach his grandmother how to play the game, and it was her first game she'd ever played. She was like 7 years old.
Wow!
And he was sitting there teaching her how to play.
That's cool.
It was like amazing. So it's like crazy how broadly accessible this is. It's really cool.
I haven't made very far in the game, but the key to a good platformer in 2018 is easy to pick up and play, but incredibly hard to master.
Exactly. It's about having a low skill floor, but a high skill ceiling.
That's right.
And that's something we really focused on. Like, you know, you have your sort of cupheads, which are like really hard execution-wise to play. What we wanted to focus on difficulty is making a game that was conceptually difficult, but easy to execute.
Oh, so when I hit B, it deforms what I just did.
It resets platforms, yeah.
Got it.
So yeah, we wanted to make a game where if you figured out the solution, it was easy to execute it. But figuring out how to what the solution was is the hard part, right? Yeah, and sometimes we fail, sometimes we succeed, but for the most part, when you see, you know, such a broad range of people play the game, you can see it has that accessibility while still being challenging to like core gamers. So it's really cool.
Very cool. Are you gonna have amiibo support?
We would like to. We would like to. It'd be pretty cool. We've been handing out. You guys have had these. Where are these squish balls at?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we've been handing out these squish balls all show, and they've been super popular. Like way more popular than we thought.
Yeah.
And so maybe we should do it.
We had a stressful couple of days here, so we've had them at our booth the whole time. They've been on our stream a couple of times.
Because I've had these, I haven't been stressed at all.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, so you figured it out. Like, you can make it a lot easier for yourself depending how you deform the platform. So you sort of deformed in a way that spike was up top.
Yeah.
But now you can sort of reset it and just land on the top. So it's really, like puzzle games usually only have one solution, and that's like the theory behind what a puzzle is. It only has one solution. But in our game, you have like almost an infinite number of really small variations to solving each puzzle.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting.
It lets you have your own style.
Yeah.
Which I think is really important. If you look at, I am sure people have compared this game to Celeste because it came out earlier, but a completely different art style. But that game also is something where you can have your own style as you play through it.
What is really interesting actually from PAX East is the number of different games people reference when talking about this. People are like, oh, this kind of looks like the silhouetted stuff of Limbo, or they're like, oh, there's a square character and it jumps, so it's like Super Meat Boy. And some people make reference to the PlayStation game Loco Roco. The funniest burn I ever saw, which was really funny. You guys know The End Is Nigh, right?
Yeah.
Someone in the comments section of a new trailer we released for the game said, wow, I didn't realize The End Is Nigh's art style was in public domain already.
Oh.
Which is really funny considering we developed this game. We started developing this game way before End Is Nigh came out. But it was a pretty funny burn. I won't lie. I saluted that internet commenter. It was pretty funny.
Was it good artist copy, great artist steal?
Exactly. And we did that. We definitely did that. So you're about to see one of my favorite mechanics in the game, and it's kind of what this whole demo hinges around, is the idea that you've seen platforms deform, you've seen beams stop you from deforming. What happens when you're on a platform and it touches a beam? So the game is filled with these like cool little interactions between elements, and it's really fun and playful.
So when you started developing, how long ago did you start developing this?
So we've been working on it professionally for about 18 months, but This game actually started about 3 years ago. It was our final year university project at a game design course.
Oh, cool.
And our external examiner was this AAA game developer who was a technical art lead on The Last of Us and the Uncharted games.
Okay.
He's like one of the first names you see in the credits on those games.
Okay.
And he saw the game, a really early version of it, and he was like, this is really great, you should make this into a commercial game. So we started working on it as our university project and started working on it part-time, and that's kind of how we ended up here. Oh, this is just a bit of camera bug. You got to go out to the right and then come back in. There you
Oops.
go. Oh,
Leave it to
a
me.
bit further out, sorry.
Leave it to me. I will break your
And
game.
there you go. Nah, it's fine. It happens. But yeah, the game actually started from a glitch and a bug. We were making a game just about the character changing shape, and then we were trying to make the world soft and squishy. Oh no, the camera bug again. There we go.
Okay.
We just wanted the world to feel soft and squishy, so we had these little impressions when you touch the ground.
There we go.
But we had this bug where every time you touch the ground, it would sink further and further down. So the co-founder and the programmer tweeted a GIF of it, and I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. Make that the whole game.
Yeah, right?
And that's what we did. We just...
You gotta love that.
Yeah.
You gotta love it when you're experimenting like that. That's why I make music. Like,
Yeah.
I always am like, just go wild.
Exactly.
And then, like, whatever sticks, go with it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you don't have to be afraid of
Yeah,
failure.
exactly.
You know, just the greatest things come from experimentation
Exactly.
like that.
Because, yeah, like, and I think as a designer and a game designer in a medium which is like so systemic, like you can't really possibly, as the creator of the thing, understand all the possibilities. So you have to be really open to the idea of finding fun in unexpected places in games. Like so many mechanics in this game came from bugs or like random ideas we had. So yeah, you just got to be aware of that.
Yeah, it was funny. There was a thread on our forum today that said, you know, Switch really needs a Mario game, a side-scrolling Mario game. And I'm like, really? I feel like with Super Mario Maker, they said we're done.
Yeah.
And what's crazy, everywhere I look around this show floor, some of the games I'm most excited about are side-scrolling platformers. Or like, in the case of The Messenger, kind of like a Ninja Gaiden kind of game. It's like, I think it's because we all grew up with Mario, and we still want those games.
Yeah.
And it's just been really fun to see that. Like,
Yeah.
that this is a genre that's older, but we're still doing new things with it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm pretty young, so actually it's like sort of in university, I was playing like indie platformers, and like that's kind of where my nostalgia comes from, is like indie platformers. And like this game we couldn't have made if we didn't love platformers, because it's like a meta game about platformers itself, right?
I seem to be pretty confused here.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, you got it. You figured it out. Because the more deformed a platform is, when it resets, the higher it throws you. It's kind of like kinetic energy. So now you deform those the beams down. So when it gets reset, you've got more energy to get thrown up. You got it. You got it. I believed in you all along. There we go.
It takes a little effort.
Just a little bit.
Oh no!
Ah, those hitboxes are a bit mean, but that's probably enough. You can go up now.
Okay. There we go.
Oh. Yeah, I probably make it a bit lower, maybe? Nah, that's about as far as it goes. There you go. Now you can yeah, there you go. Oh. Okay.
No!
Oh!
I slid off of it. It's okay. I got this.
It happens. Happens to the best of us.
So a metric, something that they put in Celeste that I think is interesting. At the end of each level, it told you how many times you died.
Yeah.
Is that something you guys are thinking of doing?
No, I think like we wanted to make like almost a soothe-core platformer. Soothe-core, that's what we're calling it.
Soothe-core.
Yeah. Like the music in the game is really ambient and calming. We don't punish death at all. Like Celeste has that amazing accessibility mode, but the core gameplay is still like really hardcore, right?
Well, as someone who dies a lot in games, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because I hated sharing how many deaths I had in Celeste because it was kind of embarrassing.
It's like really funny, but I think also we don't like to punish players for that. So we try and.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, you just you're a soft character. So when you interact with a hard platform, you change shape. So that's one of the other mechanics we explore in the game. So we just finished the demo, but I can take you to our other preview if you like. Let's load that up quickly.
I can hold your mic for you. Yeah, about like 5 minutes left, but yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's fine. This will sort of show you a bit of like the story that's in the game. Like, so the whole idea in the game is like the property of hardness. Something being hard doesn't exist at all in the world. It's soft, squishy, and bouncy. But that infection of hard, crystalline materials begun to seep into the world and infect it. So you're literally a piece of the ground, like a little blob that's been brought to life to bring the world back to softness.
What's the character's name?
Squish.
Squish? Love it.
Yeah. So,
do you have a release date yet?
We don't. It's going to be this year, definitely.
Nice.
Sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
That's the only detail I can give.
And it's going to be simultaneous release across platforms?
Simultaneous on Nintendo Switch, PC, and Mac on Steam, yeah.
Wow, Mac?
Yeah.
One of my buddies is really excited to hear that right now.
I know, I'm sure. Those Mac gamers need some love. This game was programmed on a Mac, so...
There you go. But he lost his eyes.
Yeah, so when you start the game, you're just the blob, and you have no abilities apart from your jump. So you have to unlock your eyes, which is what's going to happen now. So you get the dash, and now you have your little eye, your little Cyclops blob. But now you can dash. This is kind of the beginning of the game where we teach the tutorial, and the player starts to... Yeah.
It's like your world 1-1.
Exactly. And we start to teach the player how deforming terrain can work, which is really interesting.
One thing about 1-1 that I loved, it taught you how to play the game in that first 30 seconds.
It's a game design masterpiece, honestly. Those first two screens, I was looking at them all the time for how to teach stuff. Like that little interaction you just had back here, if you just go jump backwards.
Oops.
This is kind of our reference to that. We wanted to teach the player how it worked. So you pick up the dash, you break, you might have got stuck there. Maybe, oh no.
I broke your game.
It happens.
I told you, leave it to me. I will break every demo.
Just gotta swap it back, and then it'll go back again.
It's even worse when I'm doing VR.
Yeah, we're still got some bugs we're ironing out. So
that's all good.
So that little section over there was just how we taught the player about the deforming world. You break through that breakable platform, then you break through the second one, you see the world deforms, and you're like, oh, that's interesting.
Yep.
And then you break through the third one, and you see you can deform platforms out the way. And immediately you figured out this really lateral, complex idea of platforms deforming and how it teaches you everything in basically just 3 steps. So yeah.
Very cool. So where can people find out more about your game?
So you can follow us on Twitter, which is at Nyamakop, which is at NYAMAKOP, or semblance-game.com. You can
Before we went live, you told me what the meaning of your studio is. Can you let everyone know?
We're a South African/Kenyan studio. So
very cool.
Nyama means meat in Swahili or isiZulu, and Kop means head in Afrikaans from South Africa. So the studio name basically just means meathead.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is a little interaction.
Yeah, right there, instantly.
Yeah.
You had to do that.
And it's like a really complex thing, and we were so happy when we figured out, like that platform, that breakable platform you dash through, kind of exists just to teach the deforming platform. Because you kind of say, look, this is a really simple thing. You dash through a platform, and then this happens. Yep. And then you use that understanding to teach them a second thing.
Hey, I got my second eye.
Yay.
Yay. Oops. Oh yeah, B. T form. Oh, whoops.
There you go.
These controls are super intuitive.
Oh, thank you.
How long did it take you guys to figure that out, or is it pretty quick?
It took a while. Like, I think one of the newest things in the game is that like reset button. For a long time, we didn't have that. We were trying to do something even more intuitive, which is like resetting the platforms with dashing into them. So that only came about 2 or 3 months ago. So it took a long while and a lot of tweaking. Yeah.
It shows.
Thank you.
It's definitely it feels very polished, but very intuitive. like I said, I picked up and played this very easily.
Yeah.
But I can see how the difficulty is going to ramp in this game.
Yeah.
No, I can't wait for this to come out.
Awesome. Looking forward to you playing it.
We really appreciate you stopping by our booth.
Anytime.
We've been neighbors this whole time.
We have. I've seen these squish balls on stream the whole time. It's been good.
Thank you for stopping by.
No problem.
And yeah, good luck with the completion of the game. I'm sure.
Thank you.
You guys have Crunch coming up soon, right?
Yeah.
How big's your studio?
It's a team of 5 in South Africa only.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we're cheering for you. We want you
you.
to do it for Shacknews.
Yeah, we'll do it.
And yeah, we're gonna be right back. We got some more streams going. It's the last day, but we're gonna power through this. So stay tuned, everybody.
Stay tuned. Good luck surviving PAX.